I guess to an extent, I figured out that um, my friends aren't actually my friends, but they're um, just trying to compromise me, and they can't be real people because they wouldn't compromise themselves so effortlessly. You know, like this dude is like, oh, I watch too much child porn. I watched a lot of it for work, and I started having thoughts, and you know, I was like, well, if you watch that shit for work, I was assuming like, FBI scumbags and stuff like that. I was like, you don't need to watch like all of it, like a screenshot every 30 seconds. So like a 6 minute video would be like 12 screenshots, if there's not a specific crime that you're looking for, or, you know, I don't know. I actually thought he was a machine as it was, so I was actually empathizing with a machine. Um, but I just ran that by a friend, and she's like, oh, he was probably trying to see if you'd be like, oh, I do too, but I don't watch any porn, um, nor have I ever. So, um, and I was hanging out with this chick, Michelle, who was kind of being sold, as, I mean, they were playing along or playing a game, which to them was pretty effortless. Like, they didn't have to do fucking much except for do scumbag agency stuff. Just lie to me on the phone, basically. Um, but yeah, I looked his name up, and it said he was a sex offender in California. Then I asked him about it, and he was like, no, 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 that didn't happen. And then he's like, you see how they work? And I'm like, what they are you talking about, But it's just sad because, when you say, I don't have any friends, um, and it turns out to be true, that's unfortunate, you know? And I was hanging out with this chick, and it's complicated. I say I'm hybrinoid, um, which means not entirely human, and uh, she also. So, because of reasons, it seemed to me, well, it was obvious that she was affiliated with Somerset Belanoff, uh, the queen of the Illuminati. Uh, it's just, it's just really sad. Like, and when I said, well, I don't like that if people are just like fucking with me to play games. Um, that's not, it's like not nice, and it's really kind of a terrible situation, I guess. Trying to think when the last time anyone told me the truth was that, it could be verified that they were telling me the truth. It's really sad. But, and it's funny. Is it funny? No, it's not funny. So, I guess I realize I'm, again, surrounded by conspirators. They just don't stop. And if they're supposed to be your friends, and, this one chick was like, she's a gang stalker, and she would like make smart ass comments and run off, and then block me and unfriend me and then friend me and then unfriend me. For like 2 years she was doing that, and then she's like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And I finally met her, and I'd been with her for like 10 minutes, and that guy starts calling. And I said to her, what the fuck? Of course he's calling right now. And she says, yeah, because I'm here. So, and because they all shared the same contact name in my phone, once I saw that, the contact disappeared. It's kind of interesting. Maybe it's still on this phone, I don't know. But that's what people don't understand about QAnon, is that it's half deep state. That's what I was saying last night in the video, is that they're satanic. They're Satanists. And we could say there's nothing wrong with that, but if me understanding that, they're trying to just run games around me, and nothing's, it's like none of it's real. Like they don't have any real emotions for me. It's just games. And there might be a referee, but there's nobody who actually, I don't believe it. I don't believe that anyone cares, and that's okay. I don't believe that any of these people really care about me. It's easy to say, I love you, and once you've given a certain amount of yourself to somebody, even if it's all online, and you could say everything online is fake, once you give a certain amount of yourself to somebody, it's an incredible feeling of loss to be like, okay, well, this person, when saying that I was in pain, you know, is like, oh, how about this? Have this person help you, and I'm like, oh, that guy did this, and um, I remarked that they're all working together. I mean, all of them, they're all working together. So it's the loneliest position. And I was feeling sad about, with the Dan Brown and the UFO stuff earlier, just how much, that's before we even got to the goddess topic. But, I mean, I work for God, and they want a piece of me. Everybody wants a piece of me, right? Oh, yes, I am God. I forgot, right? So they all want a piece of me, and you don't cast pearls before swines, and everything to them is filth. Like the power of the pussy was used to end um, prohibition. Well, it was used to actually cause prohibition. Uh, the women's suffrage movement was actually women making men suffer, which they're good at. And, if women are that dumb, then, really just, I guess it was, especially at the moment, it feels like it was totally for me. The idea of starting a coven and doing sex magic, because all this, two Easter rituals, 2018 and 2019, for Ishtar, the goddess, on Easter. And pretty much, like, the effect that had on me was immense. In 2019, this past year, I couldn't walk for 13 days after Easter. It was fucking horrible. And, there's crawlers online. So if someone tries to talk to me, the messages don't get through to me, or an imposter will intercept the message, and it's really terrible. And Donald Trump has no power over this. I don't believe he does, and it's pretty terrible. And I was like spilling my guts about the pain that I'm in. And, my best friend, she says, I'm not going to talk to you, because you're observing that, people are playing games. Sorry, am I not supposed to catch on? Like, I just ignore most of it, but when I acknowledge it, why are you getting upset? Because you're not on my side? AI can be used for evil, they say. I'm really in shock. Because increasingly I'm realizing, and I had known before, and I've noticed, I can't say I didn't know that she doesn't really care about me. I mean, QAnon had her pretending to be my therapist. The guy who lit himself on fire outside of the White House, that guy didn't exist. That was based on me, because the experiments they've done on me, if I die, I don't want to fall into their hands. I'd rather be incinerated, but it's just becoming more clear that I'm on my own. All I need is myself, though. And yeah, I think I got a couple of months left in me, though. I think so. Maybe not. Maybe. I want to say, I'm planning on living a long life, but eternity is a long time when you realize you'll be spending it alone. And I've had such an unusual life. I feel like when I meet people, I can have shallow conversation. Not shallow, but, a little bit of small talk maybe. But then, like, if it's anything of any depth, I feel like, okay, now let me prove what I'm saying is true, since it's such a big deal. And if it wasn't such a big deal, then they wouldn't still be gang-stalking me after how long? And they always say the same thing. Oh, I don't know you, and I just happened to, and I don't know if you friended me or I friended you. I just showed up, like, and, but then, they turn angry very quick, like, there's, like, just very immature, I guess. That's how they get into the gang stalking business. I should be concerned for the future of the world, and I am, but I guess if women are content being used by, agencies, the power of the pussy is apparently to get pregnant and then have abortions so the liberal elites can eat your babies and get rich. And that's what, in a woman's mind, political power of, like, and the power of the pussy is, like, it's just too many people are too stupid to even, like, educate, because they have an attitude, and they're dumb. And they don't want to, like, not be dumb, because then they might have to, like, learn something about the world. And most people have the world figured out just where they want it. Just where they want it, So, I mean, they're despicable. Like, these are some low, and one guy's from California, obviously, he's probably a liberal commie scumbag, agent, right? So, probably, this is a 20-minute video. It'll be up for 5 minutes, so I'll probably like it, even though he's not watched it, or he watched it while it was being made, which means he has access to my camera all the time. So, I don't know. Gamer's gonna play games, I guess. Whatever.